All right, hello everybody. Happy week. This is the Delusional Fan with Geraghty and McCloud. Ryan McCloud is right there, and his good friend Chris Geraghty is sitting right here.
Decent friend.
We are here for another week of the Delusional Fan. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube page. Check us out on Facebook. Check us out on Twitter. Facebook's a big deal for us, so make sure you check out the page, watch the videos, comment on them.
I want to call it a movement, but
it's a bit of a movement.
We're
almost to like 100 likes, I think.
Got some action. Yeah, man, we'll get there.
Big week in sports. We were both absolutely wrong about our predictions.
Yeah.
So I think
was
that's
closer.
a big deal. Yeah.
I said Game 7, but it's all right.
You're so close that you still were way wrong.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if we had to compare.
USA got trounced in Copa America, which I guess it was Argentina. It doesn't really matter.
Cubbies are on a little skid.
Cubbies are on a skid. So interesting week of sports. I don't know how much we'll get into the Cubbies right now, just because it's still kind of early in the season to get worried about anything other than some injuries and how young they are right now. But NBA Finals.
Awesome.
So that game,
they were awesome.
In depending on how you want to go over, obviously LeBron was the MVP, he deserved to be the MVP. I've got his numbers in front of me, and we're going to talk about that shortly. But we talked legacy a couple weeks ago, and I think I remember us, at least I know in my opinion, LeBron's legacy I thought would have been really, really damaged if they would have gotten trounced like it looked like they were going to, down 3-1. But the way they came back, winning 3 straight games, which I didn't think was even humanly possible.
Nobody thinks they defied all odds there, right?
And it was literally on his back.
Never been done.
Yeah, and it was literally on his back.
Yes. Yep.
I mean, what do you think about that?
I think, first of all, obviously it was great. You know, it was exciting. It was captivating. It was one of the best finals I've probably ever watched, right? Would you agree with that? I mean, they rarely go to 7 games. They rarely are in a position where somebody's down 3-1 and has pushed it to a Game 7. I thought there was everything that you wanted in that, a lot of drama in that Game 7 for obvious reasons. But it was going to be historical either way it went, right? Which was even amplified it even more. You had a 73-9 team, history on the line if Golden State can pull it off.
Lots of history.
And they were up 3-1, and then you have coming back from a 3-1 deficit, which they were able to do, which, like you said, it's hard to believe that they actually pulled it off. And it was, Kyrie had some clutch shots there. Kyrie was important in that run that they made to actually take the series. But yes, that was LeBron putting the squad on his back and getting it done. So I think we wanted to also go over like legacy, right? Like what this means for
but I still want to talk
legacy.
finals. I mean, let's just talk Game 7 for instance. Yes, Jordan was never in a Game 7, and I don't want to make this a Jordan versus LeBron conversation.
It's going to come up no matter what, so that's okay.
But to have a guy like LeBron with as much scrutiny as he's had, just the way people talk about him and the way people bashed him for going to Miami, bashed him for leaving Miami, bashed him for being down 3-1 in the series, he throws down a triple-double in Game 7.
Coming off of 2 back-to-back 40-point-plus games.
Just ridiculous.
It was one of the best performances. Obviously, in that stretch, it was a great performance. But yeah, Game 7 to come up big like that with the triple-double. The 2 memorable moments from that Game 7, if we're staying there, was the shot that Kyrie made, first of all. That was the biggest shot of the series, again, for obvious reasons. Yeah, that went ahead, and they didn't relinquish that. And
now,
the block, though.
The block, but also people don't bring up LeBron causing the foul and then making the 3 free throws just before that, before the big drought, to really put them, because it looked like Golden State was going to go on a run, take the lead, and all of a sudden he draws the foul on a 3-pointer and clutch sinks all.
He's the motor there. There's no question. Yeah. He's what makes all that happen. But it doesn't take away the fact that he hit that shot. There's no guarantee that LeBron makes that shot. That's what put him ahead, and again, they never relinquished it. So,
in the final Cavs play of the game too,
the
LeBron,
hustle there, that block, right? Amazing. So everything that went into that, but yeah, memorable moments, and that's kind of something. I mean, it's kind of something I wanted to get into with regards to LeBron, is, and that's why it's okay you brought up Mike, because I was going to bring him up, and again, it happens no matter what, right? And what made him so memorable, MJ, this is obviously his stats and his championships, that all comes into play, and that's all accounted for. It's the moments that he had within his career, those memorable moments, the flu game, the shot, 63 in Boston. everything, right? All the clutch shots, all the game winners that he had. This is really LeBron's defining moment, isn't it?
It's his crown jewel right now.
He's got 3 championships now. He has done something that no other player can say they've done. And I understand the counter to that is always going to be Michael never had his team in this position. You know, he never would have gone down 3-1, and he never was in a Game 7 in the NBA Finals. Yep. Sure, I get all that, and that's fair. But it doesn't change the fact that if he was ever in that position, could he pull his team back and lead his team and bring him back that way? I don't know. We would never know.
Again, I don't want to bring Michael into this, and I know.
What
I'm just saying about LeBron.
I'm saying it was a defining moment. Is why I brought him up. This is really a moment you can look back on in his career and say this brought him to another level.
This to me now cements LeBron's legacy.
Exactly.
So if we are going to get into the legacy talk, this cements Bron's legacy as, I think, he's got to be obviously top 10 all time, which I think he was already. Mm-hmm. But he's moving into that you can't leave him off your all-time greats team. Nobody can.
Yeah.
I really think so. I mean, how many other guys have been to this?
I'm just saying, dude, it's hard for me to put him on, because everybody's talking about the Mount Rushmore of the NBA now. And is he officially on there? I don't know if I put him on there yet. I honestly don't know if I can. Mm-hmm. His career is going to speak for itself. This elevated him to, there's no denying he's one of the all-time greats, for sure, at this point. If there was any doubt before, there's no denying it now. I don't care if you hate the guy, love the guy, there's no debating it anymore.
Right.
But Mount Rushmore of the NBA, there's still Bird and Magic and Mike and
I know.
It's a tough thing to do. So
let's go the other way.
Yeah,
this debate, because LeBron's still not done.
Sure.
I mean, it looks like he might be staying in Cleveland. We'll get into that a little bit.
Yeah.
He's not done. There's a lot more to go. We'll see what happens. Mm-hmm. Steph, I think, is the more interesting story. This is the second year in a row he didn't play like an MVP in the finals.
Yep.
B, he let his team lose 3 straight games. He's the point guard on that team.
Yeah.
I know that they're talking about Draymond Green being the reason that
they lost. The momentum shift.
Yeah.
No.
Get rid of that stuff.
I totally agree.
The MVP's on your team.
Couldn't agree more.
Talk about a guy who was unable to find the hot hand in those last 3 games. There were times when Klay Thompson was hot. That Game 7, Draymond Green played a hell of a game.
Yeah.
But he took, 1 or 2 shots in the fourth quarter? Whose fault is that? Draymond Green doesn't bring the ball up. And Steph taking those stupid threes, which again, in the season he makes them.
Yeah, if he hits them, he's the GOAT. But if he misses them, so yeah. And look, I completely agree with this. And my biggest point with regards to that, look, I think most people will eventually forget. I think Steph probably has, he's still young.
Yeah.
I think he probably has 1 or 2 left in him. At least title runs. I'm saying.
If they get who I think they might get, they might have.
Yeah, they may as well. Yeah, absolutely. And yes, we'll get into that, I think. But I think most people forget about it. But there's no denying that this is attached to him forever now, right?
Yeah.
Like, no matter what, his story will have failed to perform up 3-1 with 73-9 on the line. And he couldn't come through. And by the way, that's 2 straight years. And here's what I want you to do really quick. Imagine if roles were reversed. And it was Cleveland and LeBron coming in 73-9. And he went up 3-1. And Curry and those guys lift him back up and they take the series. Come on, dude. He's called the biggest choke artist of all time, history of anything.
Yeah.
So people need to be held accountable. Players need to be held accountable and treated the same. And I know that's not going to happen. That's a perfect world. It's not going to happen.
Yep.
But if you're going to condemn LeBron for his missteps in playoff games and finals, you better hold Curry accountable because he's been non-existent in 2 straight finals.
Well, we brought up OKC and their choke right before the finals started. This tops that one, in my opinion. I know it was the same. You had a chance to put a team away.
Right.
You had multiple chances to do it, but OKC isn't they're not champions. They don't have the MVP on their
They're
team.
not, and there's so many levels that make it heightened. It's for the championship, not just to go to the championship, right?
Right.
It's 73-9 on the line. I don't know. There's just a lot that went into it. It's incredible that they blew that.
That talk's over too, by the way. That whole stupid talk about 96 Bulls.
I agree.
Showtime Lakers. You can't. They're not on the list anymore, right?
Yeah.
They're not on the list anymore.
No, it's not. Again, no. We're still alive, man. We're still
good.
That's what Pip said. Good. Saying, yeah, we're still alive. So.
Not only Pippen, but Rodman also said.
Of course.
The worms got to check in.
So. Of course.
All right, yeah, that was one of the better finals I've watched. I can't say it's the best because I got to see, Pistons and Lakers. I got to see Bulls in Utah. You saw Bulls in Utah.
Yep.
I got to see Lakers, Celtics.
Yeah.
There were some finals, I think, that even though they might not have had the drama of the 3-1 comeback, they were still more competitive all through. And I like that game of basketball better than today's game of basketball. Although I got to say, the referees really allowed the Cavs to put their hands on Steph Curry. More than they'd ever done throughout the entire season, where you couldn't breathe on him.
I thought that Game 7 they called a good game in general.
Yeah.
I thought they let him play for the most part.
Which is what they should do.
Mm-hmm, absolutely, it's Game 7. Everything's on the line. Yeah, you got to let him go. Let him play.
Yeah. So that's it for this season. When we come back, what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about the NBA offseason, where free agents might end up. Big trade when it comes to Chicago. Chicago, one of my buddies, the way he put it is they got table scraps. So we will be right back with the Delusional Fan. We're going to talk about the
We're
NBA
almost done talking NBA, Chris. We're almost there, buddy.
I can't stand these guys. All right, I'll be right back.